Hey everyone, welcome to the best season of the year, spooky season. Now this season's all about the scary things, so why not talk about a game that's all about the scares? Now, I'm of course talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, and with it being the thing that got me into horror, it only feels right to talk about. Let's go back to the year 2014. A programmer by the name of Scott Cawthon finally makes a breakthrough as finally one of his games gains positive popularity after years of awful Christian games. This game is, of course, Five Nights at Freddy's, or FNAF for short. This game is all about being a night guard, working in a pizzeria with a Chuck E. Cheese aesthetic going for it. As a night guard, you are placed in a security room inside of the establishment, and it is your job to watch over the Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy animatronics. But these animatronics aren't like any other animatronics. They are animatronics that have bloodlust towards you and will kill you if they enter your security room. Or how the phone guy would say it,
probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit.
Yeah, the phone guy is interestingly annoying. Luckily, there's a mute button, so I can just tell him to shut up whenever I want. The phone guy acts like an in-game tutorial, but for the most part, he gives off morbid lines, basically saying you're gonna die, and then you die.
You're gonna die.
With the phone guy, you can slowly learn how to play the game, or at least on the first night he will teach you. First, by telling you you have two big-ass metal doors that slam down with the push of a button. This is the only way to defend against the animatronics, along with the addition of lights to see into the left and right hallways. Using the lights, you can see into the hallways to see if the animatronics are in the halls. If they are, close the respective door. Now, while lights and doors are great and all, the most useful thing in this game are the cameras. And luckily, they can't break like my iPod Touch, and that's a godsend. Unluckily, the cameras, doors, and lights may malfunction for a short period of time, which can be quite annoying. It tends to happen when an animatronic has moved, or when you've messed up and you are about to die. You have a tablet that shows you each room of the establishment with a total of 9 cameras. For the most part, if you want to know where every animatronic is, you just have to use the cameras. Each room leads to another, and each animatronic has somewhat specific rooms or cameras that they can appear on. Eventually, each animatronic will end up in the hallways that connect to the security room. When this happens, you can expect those animatronics to be at the doors, which then you must close them. But once you get to the point of just checking the lights on the hallways, you don't really need the cameras. At least not for the first night. Beginning on night 2, Foxy the pirate starts to become active and tries to leave his pirate's cove. If you keep an eye on him, it slows his leaving process, which is essential to keep him at bay. Now, using the lights and doors and cameras a bit too much, it can lead to a power outage. Yes, the lights can go out if you use too much energy, and that shit is scary. The first time this ever happened to me, I closed my eyes. Freddy appears and kills you with no way to stop him. This is all to make sure that you manage your resources carefully. The energy mechanic is thrown away in other installments of the game, but those are for another time. Phew. Now that all the basic mechanics are taught to you by the phone guy by now, the game really begins. For the first night, the animatronic Bonnie tends to be the only one to attack. He isn't too aggressive, and you are likely to go through the entire night without even seeing him go into your doorway. Now, in night 2, Bonnie becomes a bit more aggressive, and there is a chance Chica will become active, and Foxy begins slowly leaving Pirate's Cove on this night. Slowly leaving it, trying to kill you. Okay, night 3. This is where the real shit begins. All the animatronics become more aggressive with the addition of Freddy leaving his spot on the stage. And if you don't monitor Freddy enough, you will get killed by him. Night 4. Freddy becomes much more aggressive, and since he is hard to predict, he is a hard part of this game. Chica and Bonnie start making weird noises and twitch a lot. And the phone call from this night is much less informative. Oh shit, he's dead. Finally, the last night, night 5. All the animatronics keep having their difficulty increased, which makes this night even harder. And since the phone guy was presumably killed the night before, then there isn't anyone to greet you on the phone with the nice, hello, hello. But now there's just some eerie noises coming from the phone, and when you're not expecting it, that is the scariest shit ever for someone in the 5th grade. And, you know, after this night, you get a paycheck and you mosey on your way. So, like I said, that was the last night. You beat the game. I mean, congrats if you did that. That's very impressive. I mean, that should be the end of the game. Or, at least that's what everyone thinks when they read 5 Nights at Freddy's. It should only be 5 nights. You got your paycheck. You should be able to leave. It should only be 5 nights, right? Right? There's a 6th night. Okay, there's a 6th night. Okay. The 6th night. Let's just say, it is the hardest night you will ever encounter. Some people might go as far as to say that it is the nightmare night. You start the night and you hear nothing. No phone ringing. Nothing. All the animatronics are frantically trying to kill you. Non-stop. There is no taking your time in this night. You have to be active and aware of your surroundings, or else you might die. But after it is all over, after you reach 6 a.m. for the 6th time, you're greeted with another paycheck, with a measly 50 cents added on from the already $120. I should also mention that there is, one more night. It is, in fact, custom night. This night is unlike any of the others. You get to decide how hard the animatronics are to beat on a scale of 1 to 20. It is a fun little thing to mess around with, but if you put in 1987, you are greeted by this image with this horrible sound. What is this image, you may ask? Well, that is Golden Freddy, which is another animatronic in this game, putting it at 5 animatronics instead of the 4 that you would have thought at first. And when you put in 1987 on Custom Night, he shows up and crashes your computer. Now, while it is rare, you do have a chance of seeing him on a normal night, where there's nothing you can do to prevent him from killing you, and he also crashes your game there as well. Now I think it's time to give you all some knowledge on where each animatronic roams. This will help you if you want to beat these nights with ease and with some knowledge in tow. Now let's start off with Bonnie. He only goes through cams 1A, 1B, 5, 2A, 2B, and C. He'll appear in the left hallway, and when he does, close the left door. Once that door is closed on him and you shine a light, you can see his ear shadows, if he is still there. If those ear shadows aren't there, then he is gone and you can open the door and feel safe again. Next up is Chica. She only goes through cams 1A, 1B, 7, 6, 4A, and 4B. Cam 6 is broken and you'll have to listen on it to see if she is there. If she isn't there, you'll hear her making sounds with pots and pans. She also appears in the right hallway. If she is in the right hallway, close the door, and if you think she is gone, flash your light. In the window, you'll see her if she is still there. Just keep the door closed, and if she isn't there, then you can open it. Freddy. He appears in cams 1A, 1B, 7, 5, 4A, and 4B. Freddy will be constantly going for your office, and there's only one way to keep him from quickly going after you, and it's watching him on cameras. This will slow his movement and keep him from killing you. Once he makes it into cam 4A, he will try to enter when you are looking at different cams, and if your door is open, you die. If it is not, he goes back to cam 4B to try again. Keep an eye on him. It is essential to win. Now for my favorite animatronic, Foxy. Who would have known? Who would have known? My favorite animatronic, Foxy. Who could have thought? He'll stay in cam 1C, slowly leaving Pirate's Cove until he has fully left. When that happens, you will need to quickly close the left door as he will start running towards your office. Keep an eye on him to slow his progression of leaving the Pirate's Cove. Last but not least, Golden Freddy. You'll see a Golden Freddy poster on the cam 2B, and when you exit the cameras, a bunch of images and words with "It's Me" pops up. Then Golden Freddy's face fills his screen and the game crashes. This is completely random and there's no way to stop it. That was a lot, but I'm glad I'm done explaining how Five Nights at Freddy's works, and I'm glad to say I'm done. And what's this? It's a pretty big book, but it's the FNAF lore book by Matthew F. Patrick. It seems a bit important. I think I should read, at least one chapter, right? Doesn't seem that bad. Okay, the lore of FNAF. Well, this is a long one, so sit down. Let's start from the beginning. Throughout the game, random hints to something deeper and darker happening in the Fazbear restaurant is hinted at. There are posters about missing children and odors from the animatronics. The phone guy says some disturbing things about people being stuffed inside suits, and there are other little pieces that have lore that were all being put together by the one and the only Matthew Patrick. Okay, well, let's try to put this together in a way that makes sense. The story starts being with something rather strange. The establishment of Freddy Fazbear Pizza has gone under fire for 5 missing children after they have been lured into a room by a man in a bunny outfit, and whose bodies were never found. And people start complaining of foul odors coming from the animatronics, with mucus oozing from their mouths and their eyes. It is honestly quite disturbing, and when you think about it, you may realize that the children may have been put into the animatronics, just like how the animatronics would put you into an animatronic suit if they got into your office. It is all unsettling, and you may think, but there are only 4 animatronics with 5 children. That wouldn't work. This is when Golden Freddy is here to confirm the unsettling, dark suspicions that we have. That someone killed these children and put them in 5 separate animatronic suits, one being Golden Freddy. Some more confirmation of there being dead children in the animatronics is the moaning sounds that Bonnie and Chica make, which are very unsettling when you're just playing at the age of 10. Well, after night 7, you get a pink slip that says, "You've been fired for tampering with the animatronics and odor." Now, this is all just random bullshit for the most part, and doesn't give any solid evidence for the lore, but it does open up the opportunity for your character to be the villain, the person who killed all those children. Or maybe it's just a misunderstanding, and, you're just a security guard trying to not die. But only time will tell. Other than the pink slip, there are also posters that disappear and reappear, along with different phrases like "it's me" popping up now and again. Now, "it's me" doesn't really fit in the lore just yet. It will when later entries come out, but that is a story for another time. Go watch Matthew Patrick, aka Game Theory, for that. This is only the first chapter of the FNAF lore, and this is nowhere near the end. That was chapter 1 of 39. Surprisingly short for a lore book, but it's still very complicated. I still don't understand any of it. Well, FNAF, it's been a large part of my life ever since it came out in 2014, and I'll always be thankful for it entering me into the horror scene. And to me, the lore was always so unsettling. That being said, this game is a great game to play on today, Halloween. Because I made this video on time, right? This video went out on Halloween, right? Right?